Hello, I am Mike of Neon Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. I've put a. This is a prototype for my rescue probe. What's it doobry thing? Main things I want to find out is I'm basically going to do some testing, and by testing I'm in simulation, which means I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use hyperedit to get ourselves into orbit. So I just want to test a few things. So the basic concept of the craft. It's interesting. I'm wondering what did that. Ah, that was MechJeb. Okay, there you go. My solar panels auto-deployed, which is nice of them. Right, so the basic idea is it's going to be a puller craft, right? The fundamental concept is this is going to be the thing that comes back from wherever. In the particular case, if you might be able to tell from the radiators, I'll be coming in from here, which is actually quite low around the sun. I don't know if that counts as in space low, but it's going to be quite low around the sun. So I'm assuming that I'm going to need approximately a metric ton of radiator. So I've put some radiators on. Okay. There's going to be a row of them. I don't know what. That's the thing. I don't know how to measure radiators. Like the way I can measure electricity, I can look at how much electricity you're going to use. Like if you do all the scientific experiments and you send all the science, then you can work out how much electricity that's going to cost, and you work out how much electricity you're generating, and all the things generating electricity minus all the things that take electricity, and that's going to tell you information. But I don't know how to do that with radiators. So I put these big ones on. Ooh, misses. So I'm assuming that being around the sun is going to be a problem. So I can extend those. I've got the solar panels, only ickle ones, but I'm going to be very close to the sun. But the basic concept is that I'm going to do a bit of cheating because we're cheating anyway. I mean, this is only a simulated mission. This is only a simulated mission. So, whatever. What I'm basically just going to try and do is see if I can't bring. There we go. Where have we gone? I'll just bring us around into the sunshine. Is all I'm doing with that. There we go. So the basic idea is that it's a puller craft, right? So I've got these two engines, and this is answering one question, which is how maneuverable is it? And actually not bad. That's not too bad at all. That's just using. Oh, okay, it's overshot a little bit. That's just using the reaction wheels in this. This is the biggest remote guidance thing. So it's actually got quite a lot of torque. It's got one. So its reaction wheels are quite good. That was quite impressive, actually. That wasn't too bad. And the thrust to weight ratio is, of course, awful because they're the nukes. But I mean, this has got 5,000 delta V in it, which should be enough to get back. I may need to redo that calculation and see exactly how much. Maybe I need to add some more in here somewhere. I've got some Werner engines because this might be the thing that needs to do the. I'm wondering if I've misplaced certain things. Do I want to? May have to have a bit of a think about that. because this is going to be thing doing the run of it, and you know, let's put in some other engines. Was the thinking. Oop, there you go. So. They're not. Are they doing anything? I'm not seeing any signs of them actually doing anything. Ooh, I wonder if their engines don't work because they need oxidizer. They might need oxidizer, whereas the nuke engines do not need oxidizer. Well, the Venom engines might do actually. That's a good thing I'm testing these things because I wouldn't have known this otherwise. So I cannot currently do any of the funky translation stuff. That's a thing. I might need to bring some RCS fuel with me. You know, which obviously I don't really want to have to do because that's going to be extra weight and it's going to take away from. Going to take away my delta V, basically. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let's test this theory. This is another neat thing. So I'll go with MISC tools for a second. So I have no oxidizer, right? As you can see down here. And in fact, I can bring fuel on. So I can just go whoosh. Now my delta V is almost halved. But let's see. Right, that's why the Werner engines weren't working. Okay, that's interesting. So now, of course, I can just go. Well, I don't want to do that. I can just get rid of the oxidizer. So now the Werner engines don't work. Okay, that is useful information that I was not aware of. Things you learn, eh? Oh, I'm not. So I'm just firing the engines for really no good reason, just to see that it works at all. Which it obviously does, that's fine. I can spin around, not too bad. Now, what I might want to do, there's a bunch of options here. So I now have to have a bit of a think about exactly what I'm going to do when I'm actually around the sun. I'm going to do one more test now, think about it. Right, so this thing cannot maneuver sideways, right? So I don't want this to be what grabs the module. But what I could do is possibly have, right, I've got a docking port on the end of it. So the whole point is I'm going to have extra fuel stuck on the back end of this. So it's going to be pull a thing. So it's the craft doesn't need to be terribly rigid. If I was trying to push, it could get all wobbly. But if you're pulling, it works out pretty well. It's so I understand. So I can actually drop tanks along the way. So that's that setup. So it's possible that the last but one tank, the tank that would directly go off this. The idea is this is the thing that comes home, and so once I could have a thing behind it which provides me with the ability to do those fine maneuvers, to then bring the captured craft, bring this into docking with the lost craft. So it'll maneuver me in. I can then drop that off the back because I don't need it anymore. So I might replace these with RCS engines. Have the last module be some RCS, which I can then dump because I won't need it anymore. And yeah, so I can have RCS, then I can have my jet fuel to get me there, and your fuel to get me there, and so on and so forth. Now there is one more test I'm going to want to do, which is to do with these radiators, because I honestly don't know what the situation is. So this is altitude altitude 2, 4, 6, 3, 8, 8, 7, 3, 5, or 370. I should go 370. That's loads. Okay. So I want to test what the radiation thing does. Is that enough? So this is a simulation in that I'm trying it out, and I'm just going to see what it does. So we're going to go around the sun. We're going to have altitude of 2, 4, 6, 3. Doesn't matter if I'm completely wrong here. 8, 8, 7, 370. Apply. So there you go. I'm now reasonably close to that orbit. That's fine. Now, don't need that for a minute. Thermal. This is what I'm interested in. Because my radiation flux, and I don't know which way that is. I think I need to. There's the sun. Oh, it's very bright. Sun mysteriously has no bias. I think I'm still not in space low because there was my science should have popped up and said, ooh, in space high over the sun. You still count as in space high over the sun, actually. Wow, there's almost no point. I could take a gravity scan. There's no point taking a temperature scan or an atmospheric pressure scan. There's maybe worth taking a gravity scan along with me. How interesting. Right, now. So what I want to do is I want to get an idea of whether or not I'm heating up or I'm cooling down. I think radiation flux means I'm getting hotter. Which one's thermal? There we go. That's F11 to get the thermal. Lord of Red. However, it doesn't look like that radiation flux is heading downwards, which I presume is what the radiator's doing. But I honestly have no clue what the radiators do, or how much they do it, or how you measure it, or anything. So basically what I'm trying to see to do, so I am gradually heating up, I think. At the moment, that was 293. So I need to get an idea of whether or not this is sufficient heating for living this close to the sun. 293 seems pretty stable. That's just coming down. That's gone up to 294. Just out of curiosity, let's retract these radiators. That wasn't a very good animation. It snaps to the. Now that's interesting. That's kind of stopped going down so fast. Interestingly, that bit is not showing up on the thermal. That's interesting. That's still going. Is that going down? Still going down. I'm just trying to work out how much do I need? What do I need? How much of it? Because I don't know. I may have to go look some stuff up on radiation heating. I'm presuming I've got loads of electricity because I've got the. In fact, I think the solar panels. Are they going to the side? I'm not sure. Let's roll ourselves a bit. So that's now going up. Which I think means I'm getting hot. 335. I mean, obviously I've got a fair way to go before I overheat, but because I'm only like 294 out of 1200 Kelvin. But okay, so I think those big radiators will do me. I might not need the big radiators, but I think if I can fit them on, I might as well take them. My temperature's only going up a little bit. So yeah, let's not try zooming ahead actually. Right, so I'm not sure whether or not I want to actually bother taking any scientific instruments on this thing. It's maneuverable enough, so I think that's okay. I think the electricity coming in is fine. They've had the enormous big radiators, everything is definitely okay. It's just kind of a question, I mean, if I leave it for a little length of time, is it eventually going to build up? Do I need the big radiators? Is a question. I'm going to have to try and remember to put a... We see that massively takes up the radiation flux immediately. That's going up now. I don't know if is that good? I honestly don't know if that's good or not. Okay, they're now turning. I'm going to have to sit with this for a little bit, I think. Anyway, I'm just going to leave that there. Some experiments. I've been doing some experiments. I've learned a few things. I think this might be a workable craft, certainly for getting back home. Let's just turn that off. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Menu planner's already up. Let's find Kerbal's orders. That's interesting, doesn't seem to like that. Maybe what I need to do is instead of home and transfer to the target. Oh, that's 6. Oh, goodness me. Ah, I said, I've got 5,000 delta V. That's more than enough. Apparently, no. Apparently, this is not the case. Okay, so to start off with, that's a thing I needed to check, because I actually needed vastly more delta V than I thought I did. I don't know why it thinks that's the right thing to do. What do I need? I need you. Go to node 2 and then delete it. So this is what would be my... Oh, goodness me, that's not good. That's what would be my... Okay, that's not helping me very much. Okay. So my casual, I've got 5,000 delta V. Turns out, no, I don't have nearly enough delta V. I need at least 6,000 just to get back. Wow. I don't really know how to fix it. So I may have to go back to the drawing board, but the thing is, I think I can use that the basic idea still. There we go. That's a bit more sensible. Get an idea of just what it would take to circularize. or even just to get something resembling an orbit, that's going to be another 2,000. So I need at least 8,000 delta V on the thing that comes back. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Now I've had a thought though. Oh, I didn't want to hit that. A slightly longer term plan would be, in fact, heading not to Kerbal, but heading to Moho. And have a mining setup on Moho, which would refuel the thing. But I don't know if that. So, okay. So I've got some thinking to do. Let's revert to vehicle assembly. I've got some things to do. I need to put a lot of delta V into that thing before I do anything with it, or have a really huge thing that gets me mining on Moho or something. So anyway, what with all that, thanks very much for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying this videos. Come visit enoughdice.com. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, reach for the stars.